Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another wonderful episode of Generation Unfiltered. My name is Ilisami Ebenezer. That's the real name, and Imagination is the nickname. Get familiar if you have not. And on today's episode, it's a very, solid topic. But before we proceed, we have here my co-host.
Hello guys. My name is Rejoice, aka RJ.
RJ.
Yeah, I'm happy to be on this episode.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I have amazing guests with me. I have
my name is Shioye Ridwan, and you can call me Crystal Photography, CEO Crystal Photography.
Baddest photographer.
CEO Crystal Photography.
And I also have a beautiful lady here.
My name is Oyin Kosola.
Hi.
Oyin Kosola.
Yeah,
Oyin Kosola.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
You're
and
good?
you? Yes,
Thank
I'm
Looking
fine.
great. All right, we'll be talking about a topic: complete change of name or compound name. Now, I'm sure a lot of people will be wondering, complete change of name, how does that apply to me? Yeah, it applies to the married people and those that are about to get married. Now, if a lot of people have this mentality of, okay, when I get married, I'm still going to keep my father's name because my father's name is very precious to me.
They open doors.
Yeah, I know that they open doors, and some people feel like, and the men will feel like, I never pay your bride price. I've paid everything, so you answer my father's name. You are coming to my family, so you answer, and you just take away your own father's name and all that. So that is what we want to talk about and share opinions together and all that. Imagine you getting married to a Dangote's daughter.
Come on now.
The question is, are you going to allow her leave her name, or the man will now be answering Dangote? That's another angle.
Yeah, that's a very
Okay, so
serious angle.
RJ, let me hear your opinion. What do you feel about complete change of name and compound name?
Honestly, I didn't even see that part coming. Like a guy changing his name to the bride's or to the wife's family name. Wow, that's deep. But well, for me, I know that a lot of people might not agree, and some persons might say it's better said than done, or because you're not wearing the shoes yet. But honestly, for me, I think I don't want to say it's really not that deep, because it's just a name, right? It shouldn't cause issues. I think that's where I'm going to. That's my point exactly. Like, it shouldn't be a point of issue between both parties, because it's a conversation that you'd have, say, at the beginning of the relationship, or when the relationship gets to the level where you're already thinking of getting married to this person. So I think it's an understanding. It's an understanding. It shouldn't cause an issue. So if I say that I do not want to change my name, my father's name, because of the weight that this name has, and my husband is insisting, or my husband to be is insisting, there should be some sort of agreement, compromise, but it should not be a situation whereby I am saying that I cannot change my name, and that's on period. I don't know if you understand me. So that's just my thoughts. I don't think it should cause any form of conflict, yes, between both parties, or even be the reason why something beautiful should end. I don't know if you understand. So that's my point.
Yeah, I guess. Ridwan, let's hear your opinion. What do you think about it?
So let me start from the general. So let's take it in general. So I feel about this is something you guys should have talked about even before going into marriage.
Okay.
Like, we know is a common thing in the country, right? That okay, yes, you change your name, but in a situation whereby as a lady you feel you can't change your name, I think you should let your husband know. And it's not, because we have different kind of men. For me, I'm just that man that I don't really care about the name. It's none of my business. My child already carries my name already, so that was not my business. So, and there are some men that they carry it on their head. You must change your name.
Yeah.
So if you are getting married to such person and you didn't let the person know you can't change your name before marriage,
There's going to be problems.
so that's a big problem,
Yeah.
which can even end the
The
marriage. Now, for me, I'm a married man, and by next month my marriage will be 2 years.
Wow.
So, and my wife is a Navy personnel.
Okay.
You understand? She still use her name. Now, the situation here is that it's not as if my wife does not want to change her name. In fact, she tells me about it always. Now, the point is, the last time we talked about it, I told her to leave it for now. Now, the process involved is very, very big.
Because of her job.
Yes, because of her job. Now, if she has to change her name, it's going to affect first her salary for a few months. It's not her money we are using to it, but at the end of the day, it's why will you be working without collecting your money? It's not fair on her.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
And again, it's going to affect maybe sometimes the promotion. So, looking at it, I will be very, very selfish.
If you insist, yes, exactly.
You understand?
From
Now,
Yeah.
I have to wait till it is convenient for her. The point is, it's none of my. Even if she likes, she might not even change her name. The point is, my baby, my own child, already carries my name. You can't change my child's name to your own family's name.
Okay.
You see, and I know some people that if they get married, so we were in a conversation sometimes ago, like with some guys, and the guy was like, if you get married to maybe a Dangote's child,
He will change his
he's
name.
going to change his name to the wife's name. I was like, where's your dignity? Imagine you are selling your rights. You understand? It's a understandable thing that okay, your wife cannot change her name. You agreed already. But as a man, why will you go and carry your wife's family name because they have money? Imagine Mr. Easy taking Otedola's name. Doesn't make sense. So this is something I think the wife and the husband should sit and talk about
before
marriage.
Before it's important.
So that's what I have to say.
Okay, so Consola, I know you're pretty, single and quite young. When you get married, would you want what's your perception about? Would you want to change your name to fully your husband's name, or you want to still have your dad's name inside like a compound name?
In my own opinion, it is not a big deal. I don't see it as a big deal because I can keep my name and also like want to go for my husband's name too.
Okay.
So I think I can just use the two names.
So she's going for compound.
No, compound
Yeah,
name.
so I'll go for compound name.
You don't see anything wrong with it?
I don't see anything wrong with it.
Sorry, please. You see, I feel women that do what she's saying.
Compound name.
Can I use the word proud?
Not exactly.
You know why?
think so.
No, it's not as if they are proud per se. Because if you are going to look at it, the only problem is what I just feel is because the only people that use such are people who has worked for that name. I'm not talking about the people. I'm not talking about people that is their family name that because their family name is big.
Yes.
I'm talking about people that because they for example, this actress Funke Akindele.
Yeah.
Now she can't change her name because of her brand. She
Yeah.
has to include her husband's name. That's the compound name.
Yes, compound. Yes.
So that is understandable. But when the name is not a name that you have worked on, that is not really a problem.
not opening doors.
Yes, now it's not opening doors. So why are you still keeping it?
The name. Okay,
If you don't want to bear your husband's name, don't bear it. If you want to bear it, bear it.
And this actually it
Stop
just
all this-
brings us to intention.
Intentions.
Intention,
Should I
very
tell you something?
important.
Should I tell you something? It's because probably the husband too is a nobody. That's why, or the husband.
That's another
that's why you still
Why
want
would
to
you
keep.
want to be with
that's
somebody
another
you're not
angle.
proud of?
How will you be keeping? Okay, imagine now. Let's say it's the other way around. Like the Dangote now is the son.
Yes.
And the lady is from nowhere.
She will change
like
her
from
name
nowhere.
quick.
Sharp.
See, I don't want to see how from which
From
you
day
will
to
change
day,
your
she
name
will
from
change-
the day. From the day you date, you start dating. You start telling people to call me Dangote.
Yes, now.
I am. Let's say
Dangote
it's Oyinda
Junior.
that's getting to.
See,
getting
women
married
are
to-
just.
You will change my
they are
name
just-
is Oyinda
they are
Mola
just- I will call them
Dangote.
special creation.
Incoming.
Because okay, for example, now not even marriage now. Let's talk about a rich guy
Yeah.
that has a nickname
Okay.
When you check social media, you see girls, Miss Pablo, Miss,
Okay, yeah.
their boyfriend, they're already changing the name.
The name, yeah.
So I think it has to do with the kind of person, your husband's status, your partner's status
and all
so
that. Yeah.
that's it. So I understand if a lady does not want to change.
So it still has to do with money.
Yes.
So like you still have to get money.
Yes.
For you
So
to
for the guys out there, make a name for yourself so that your wife can change.
Make a name for yourself so your wife can completely change her name
willingly.
So that the wife
that's
can
good.
completely
Change her name.
Yeah.
For you to earn that, for you to get your wife to completely change her name, that means you have to make a name for yourself.
That name must be
wow.
It is not about making a name. What if
it's about what?
You can just bear the two names without any problem?
Why?
I just feel like maybe because you don't want people to stop calling you that name, or maybe because a lot of people already know you with that name, so you just want to be that person, and you can still have another name attached to it.
Even the Bible says that you are going to leave your father and your mother, including their name. You will leave them and cleave to your wife or your husband. You understand? And cleaving to them requires you bearing their name completely. So now modernization don dey talk say we don dey get compound name inclusion.
We are changing. What's compound name?
We are compound name to have you have your
own your father's name, still
carry your own name, still carry your husband name. Like what I don't understand. What are you trying to say?
Yes,
like you are partially still
you are guiding both sides.
You are guiding one leg in.
Yes, that's guiding now.
Yes, now one leg. That's what it is.
So she can
easy access. Not about leaving the marriage.
Okay, still
like,
having access.
Yes, to the other family. Whereas
one leg
family,
in, one leg out.
When they say family, the moment you leave your parent house, you are starting a new family.
Yes,
and that is your family. So I see no reason you are still carrying your father's name. If you want to carry your father's name, go and live with your father.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't leave your father's house.
That's a serious conversation anyway. You can still drop your comments, what you feel about it. Complete fully change of name or compound name. Which one do you prefer? We'll be back. Let's go on this commercial break. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back on this episode. We're still talking about complete change of name or compound name. Which one do you prefer? As for me, as a man that I am, normal, I'm not supposed to have problem with the compound name issue. It's not really a problem, but truth be told, what the right thing to do is to change the name, have your husband's name completely, leave culturally, leave your father's name and answer your husband's name. But because of the stress that is attached to these things, the process and all, it takes time and all that. My own advice is for the husbands out there who are having issues with whether you want to answer this, for the sake of the stress and all that, if your wife is going to be having issues with it at work or whatever, you can just leave it. But you will still need it, because when you want to travel out,
that's where I'm going to.
When you want to travel out, your name has to reflect your husband's name, because you can't. How do you prove that you're a family?
So
your husband or
at
your
the
wife?
long run, I will still put it on the government.
Okay.
Reason being that, you see, all these things are not things that are supposed to be stressful.
When
you are married, as long as you have a document to back it up that you are changing. Okay, when you are married, you collect your marriage certificate. With that, when you go to where you are supposed to, if the system is right, I think it should just be a click
and move on with your life,
and just change the name. Maybe okay, just to publicize, you do your newspaper and
to just effect on
and you move on. Simple. But you know our country now, so I think that's just the only problem. People are avoiding the stress. There are some people who wants to do it. There are females who wants to do it. They're okay, let me change my name. But the stress and the trouble. So you see, just imagine changing your name and you start having problem. So you see, all those things are things that I understand, and reason I just have to accept that, okay, as a lady, if you don't want to change your name because of that particular reason, yes, it's a good thing. You can just leave it as it's a reasonable situation, so you can just leave it fine. But if you are saying because your family has big name, or just because you still want to keep your family, I don't think it's reasonable. So that's just my own point. That's it.
Well, like you said,
let's have some final thoughts before.
Well, like you said, it's the stress that comes with it. But because it's a cultural thing and it's a norm, I always say this, that in this life we are all just following steps. Like after this you do this, after this you do this. So it's something that we met, in this world, and so everybody's just following the pattern. But now we are seeing that a lot of things are coming into play. People, things are changing. The world is evolving. It shouldn't be a major problem, like I said. But for me, I don't have an issue with changing my name to my husband's name, full name. But if I have a brand, or if I already have like a brand, by a brand I mean that I'm already known, like by this name, then it's a conversation that I want to have with my spouse, not with a selfish interest or mindset to say that your name is not worthy to you understand, like it's not enough for me to know. It's not that. It's just me trying to make him see reasons that okay, this name would affect this and this, and just like your case now would affect this and this and this and that, and then we are able to come to a compromise and agree. Like I said, it has to be an open conversation and a very sincere one. So that's just my thoughts. I don't have an issue with compound name, change of name. So if my husband now says, okay, what if we bring mine to yours, then I shouldn't say no, because that's him actually putting my feelings into consideration. I don't know if you understand. So yeah, that's my thought.
Okay, so Oyin Lola, right? Lola, what's your final thoughts about it? What do you think?
Yeah, like I said that I said that I'll go with the compound name. Okay. So I feel like in that way there's not going to be a problem, because if I'm if I'm going by his name and me to have my own name, so there's no problem with it.
You are doing one leg in, one leg out.
No, that is not one legging.
So,
like,
but you're saying this is your standard. Like,
yes,
you
that's
would
just
want
what
to.
I believe in.
You would want to
Yeah.
have a
wait,
compound
is it
name.
that
Yes.
your family name is that
Wait, what's
big,
your
or-
Or
It's
even
not
your
about
own
how
name.
big the name is.
You love the name. You don't want to let it go.
And people
you know there are
already
some
know me
surnames
with
that
the
are really
name.
sweet.
It's not even about
What's your
my.
surname?
There are some surnames that you actually cannot wait to change your name. Like, I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah,
There are some surnames that the meaning you have.
But it's not that my surname is a
let me
big name
marry
or something.
and-
But me, I just feel like it should be like that because people already know me with this name, and if I get married, changing it
Wait,
completely
is
is
the name
somehow.
branded or what?
It's not
Yes,
a brand.
now,
That's not it.
yes, because those are the factors
Yes,
that might affect,
it has
that
to
might
be.
let you know, say, okay, I want to change my name or something. If it is
Mm.
branded, yes, it is understandable, fine. If it's going to affect something in you, but if it's not going to affect anything, why are you not changing it? Change it fully, or are you planning to go back to your father's house?
No, that's not it. And like she said that if it is going to, like, changing a name, it comes with a lot of stress because of some document and all.
Sure, if
But-
as long as you are doing the compound, it's still the same process.
You
now.
still change because you're including that name
Yeah.
to you.
Yes,
So why not just change it
Do you
fully and
understand?
know
Yes.
that this is my family? It's more like you don't want to leave your other family.
You don't
Those
believe your
people,
family now. You want to-
you people have separated
Because
already.
with
Your
your
sisters
point,
will go their
stress should not
way.
even
Your brothers
be-
will go their way.
stress
You
should
are
not-
starting your own family.
Yeah.
This name should write. Okay, now your children cannot use your father's name. So why is your father's
It
name
is just
still
for
in
me.
your
My
name?
children will go by their
I
father's,
know.
their own father's
So that means
name.
you guys' name will not rhyme, and you
It should rhyme as long as the name is in my own name.
No,
So-
no. If it's not Lagbaja this, it is not Lagbaja this. You cannot be Lagbaja this and your
But
children
the thing
are
is
Lagbaja,
that
and then you
if
say
my
it's
husband
rhyme.
insists that he doesn't want me to like add my father's name to it, then I'll just go with it.
So you don't have a
Okay.
problem.
Yeah,
good
so I
luck.
don't have a problem
You-
with
you-
it.
you-
So,
Yes, and
you're
that was why I
you're
said
not head bent
from
on
the
No,
beginning.
not that.
From the
That's what I was
beginning,
Me, I
asking.
just
you guys
feel
should
like
just sit, liars and
Have
the
okay,
and
conversation
talking
about it.
about
have the
it,
conversation
yeah.
like, okay, is it going to work? If it's not going to work, fine. And there are marriages that has ended because of this
This
ordinary
lot of
name.
my-
Ordinary
ordinary
name. So
name.
just imagine, there are men who are proud. I will use the word
I don't
proud.
like to say name is
Yeah.
ordinary.
Like-
Sha. Name is actually very
Because
powerful.
they will tell you that
You have
if you
to
don't
change
do
it.
it this way, there's
The
no.
marriage will not work.
Not
Yeah,
all men
I
are
understand.
the same thing.
Understand.
And I think
Yes,
it's
yes.
it's very, very cultural. There are some tribe that
Yes,
you
now.
don't get choice. You got to
You
change
just
your
have to
name.
change that name.
it,
You
yeah,
have
I
to change
understand.
your name. Yeah,
So,
you
If
can't-
it is
there's
like
no-
that,
there's no
I don't have a
argument.
choice but to just change the name.
All right. On this note, we'll be drawing the curtain on that episode. It was short, but at least reasonable. Drop on the comment section if you have, contrary opinions to this. Do you go for complete change of name or you go for compound name? And that's the end of this episode. I want to make a big shout out to Nightfall Studios for giving us this amazing, space for use. I want to make a big shout out to our crew, our presenters, everybody turning up for this particular podcast, Generation Unfiltered. I want to say big thank you to everyone. I want to say big thank you to Glam by Sheun. She comes around to make us up and all that. I want to say big thank you to everybody. Official ICTV, Imagination Films. Thank you. Thank you especially to Mr. Bisoye Royal of Nightfall Studios. Yeah, a big shout out to him. Is in fact, let me call him our godfather here
it's
like
been
this now.
amazing.
He's been an amazing person. Thank you for
through it
everything. Thank you for everything. Special shout out to Osas. I'm saying that is a big shout out. Special shout out to
He
Osas.
stood up for me.
He knows himself. Thank you. You are an amazing person. We appreciate all you do. Thank you so much. You can follow this show on Generation Unfiltered on Instagram, X, all our social media platforms and watch all our episodes on Official ICTV. Continue watching, like, share, comment. I still remain Imagination. Ilesome Ebenezer. Thank you. See you next episode. Bye.